want to come out and see what's happening here in DCU, in this Irish Centre for Talented Youth. I don't think if I can change. I don't think you have the responsibility for sorting out the economic crisis. I think we have the responsibility for that. I think maybe you have another responsibility. You will have another task ahead of you that maybe is a bigger one, that maybe is more challenging and is more long-term. That is the environmental challenge we're going to face as you grow up, as grow older. I'm a child of the 60s. I'm just about old enough to remember man landing on the moon. I remember I was about 6 at the time, and a very grainy picture. I was down in Ballyhigh in Kerry, knowing that this was something very important, that this was the first time the world was connected in a very particular way, a very significant achievement. You're children of the 90s, and I think I would love to see, I'd be very interested, hope I grow old enough, when you're in a similar age to myself. I'm 46 today. As I reminded my wife this morning. To get excited about when you get to 46. But when you're 46, 40 years, whatever, 30 years from now, 25, 30, whatever the distance you have, you're going to face a huge challenge, and also a world that I think is going to be further developed in a very positive way. We have a challenge in terms of how we stop our climate cooking. We have a challenge in terms of how we replace oil as our energy supply that provides so much of the materials, the food, the energy that we use. Much like all parts of the world, is how we manage resources in a fair way, share resources, water particularly. That's the big challenge. And how you tackle that, or how the responses to that evolve, is, I think, going to be the most interesting thing to see. I think it's going to be green. I think it's going to be digital. I think there's a whole range of new exciting technologies we can develop with the new communications technologies that are developing. And also I think it's going to be international. I think in solving those challenges, we will only do it successfully if we move in a cooperative way of international cooperation. I was very interested to see you've got an international course on international relations among the options you have for these 3 weeks. I think that would be an interesting one, looking forward with that perspective. And I think it would all be achievable. I think we're facing a huge challenge. I wouldn't underestimate the challenge that it is to take on those resource environmental issues. But I think we can do it, particularly by the use of communications technology. What we will also need, though, 2 other things that I think are needed, is I think we will need a political system that helps us make those choices. I firmly believe still that democratic decision-making process is the most effective decision-making process, particularly actually going through crises or facing the largest challenge. You might think an autocratic solution would work better. I think history shows, and just even our own experience of the country, that as failed as we are as politicians, as flawed as our democratic system is, it is still the best system to get us through challenging times, to get society to address unfairness and other challenges that it has. Lastly, I'd say, for a political system to work, or a democratic system rather, to work effectively,